Yeah, you frustrated Hob because he doesn't know how that ends. It's LMNOP.
That's what a college education does for you, Mike.
Well, he's saving up.
Michael, ever since I heard about this trip, I've been looking forward to seeing you because I remember past visits when we talked in Los Angeles with NBC for Family Ties, and we'll get around to that in a moment. But here you are, Light of Day. It's a rock and roll movie. But this is not a sitcom. This is not Back to the Future. This is drama.
Yeah, geez, don't remind me. Scary enough. Yeah, it's a kind of the content is family drama, the context is rock and roll, and it's different for me, but it was fun to do, and I loved the script, and when I read the script,
but it's kind of a risky thing for you, isn't it?
Well, in a way, and as I've said to a few people that I've spoken to this weekend, before anyone gets too carried away with telling me how brave I am, I did do a comedy immediately following this with Herb Ross up in New York, so it'll be out, I think a month and a half, 2 months after this, so I knew that that's still kind of home for me, creatively and artistically is, to kind of put the lampshade on, so, but still, I liked the script a lot, and I loved the integrity with which Paul dealt with both themes, the kind of bar band world, and the dynamics of family and the kind of politics of family, and it was just something I wanted to be involved in on any level.
Of course, music was not new to you. We talked about this before, how you did play guitar and before you got into acting and came to the States from Canada. But in this movie now, did you do all of your own playing and singing, or some of it dubbed?
I had no choice. We, the way that Paul chose to shoot the film, which was very brave, was that when he shot his masters, the kind of the wide one take on the whole scene, we had a 24 track out back, so we rolled live, so we recorded all the music right then and there, and there was a real feeling that we did not want to be the Monkees, you know what I mean? We wanted the music to be our music, so for about a month and a half before we even started shooting, the band was together rehearsing. We played in a couple of bars, kind of unannounced, and yeah, for better or for worse, I was, one half of the guitars in the Bar Busters.
Michael, do you think that young people getting started in the music world, trying to make a career in the music world, is it more difficult than the young people trying to get started in acting?
Both very masochistic situations for a young person to put themselves in. I don't know. It's real tough, one thing that I find is a common story on both levels with people who have been successful is that it's not about making it. You know what I mean? It's about just doing it, and generally they do it until they make it, as opposed to, there was a show on TV the other day about entrepreneurs, and this one guy made $1 jillion in computers, and the guy was saying, what do you say to people who ask you how you did it? And he said, well, I find that when people ask me how can I make $1 million, what they're really asking me is how can I spend $1 million. So it kind of is the same thing in both music and acting. I mean, the people who really do it for the love of it are usually the people who succeed, and the people who do it to succeed are usually the people who end up having to find another job somewhere down the line. But they're both difficult. I mean, same as writing and art and anything else. A degree in either of those doesn't mean that much, you know what I mean, in terms of rock and roll or acting, You just either get a break or you don't.
Michael, we talked once before you really became big in a household word.
I never became big, unfortunately.
Oh, come on. And now you can't go out at all because your mere presence or the mere announcement that Michael Fox is in the hotel, it causes a near riot. Now, do you ever stop and wonder if the price of that kind of fame is worth it?
Well, it's kind of an excuse me, isolated situation in that, in Los Angeles and New York, it doesn't really exist. You know, I generally function.
You can
much,
go around wherever you want to go?
Yeah, definitely. When you get into the Midwest and you get into the heart of the country, it changes a little bit, and you know, people are just amazed to make contact because, you know, you're in their home every week, or they go and see you in the movies or whatnot, and they never thought they would make that contact, and it's exciting, and for whatever reasons I don't really understand, but I find it's really, you'll just drive yourself crazy if you sit back and you go, why? You know, I'm better off just kind of thinking that if it has anything to do with the work that I do, then the best thing I could do is just keep working as hard as I can at it and really make that the focus and the centerpiece of my life, and you know, the rest is fun. But you know, I don't really find that I have any problems. You know, and people are pretty polite and generally just want to say hello. So.
Have you ever resorted to disguises?
No, never have. Well, you know, the old baseball cap and sunglasses, but you know, I haven't got the you know, the big nose and the
mustache,
the Cuban cigar or anything. No, never gone that route.
Michael, I was very impressed with your performance in this, truly.
Oh, thank you very much.
I'm very impressed with your performance. But, of course, I'll look forward to, there's going to be a Back to the Future sequel, isn't there?
And Secret of My Success.
Okay, I'll look forward to that.
I like that one a lot.
Okay, it's good seeing you again,
Thank you
Michael.
very much. Good seeing you.
Thank you. I enjoyed it a lot.
Thank you.
Take care.
Don't get a cold. I got a cold.
Okay.
Very nice interview.
Nice and
You
relaxed.
really do have to pace yourself today, don't you? 'Cause
Oh,
I need to do some questions. Yeah. Okay. No, Michael, you don't need to do that, Michael. I'm used to talking to walls and doorknobs and wallpaper. Okay. Cut me as widely as you can.
Step over.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
And hop.
Have you ever resorted to disguises?
Okay. Okay.
And now I have to just do some reactions.
You're gonna have to do cutaways again. Hop. Go.
I don't understand.
Where should she start from? Beginning. From the beginning.
Oh, okay.
Go.
Michael, isn't this movie and this role Michael, isn't this a big risk for you? Do you think that a young person getting started in the acting business, do you think that a young person starting in the music business, is that more difficult than starting in the acting business and trying to make it? Did you do all of your own playing and singing in this, or was some of the music dubbed? The mere mention of your name almost causes a riot here in this hotel, for instance. And I wonder, it's so difficult for you to go out and around, I would imagine. Do you stop to think if the price of fame is worth it?
Okay.
Now, I have to do one more.
Okay.
Okay. Have you ever resorted to disguises? And now I must give silent reactions.
Just in case I said something funny.
Okay.